Hi friends, I've had this Suzuki Vstrom 250SX for almost like 6 months now. So I'm eligible to give you a midterm review. This is my midterm review of this Suzuki Vstrom 250SX. I've driven around 5,000 kilometers with it. I've done my second service. The second service was done on last week, and it's been done in AIR Suzuki dealership in Pondicherry. The service seems to be very good. I was very satisfied with the service done with AIR Suzuki, and it's been slightly better than the first service which I did in Nirmala Suzuki Thiruvananthapuram. So this one, second one, has been slightly better. Nirmala was good, but this was slightly better. I felt the engine refinement was better, and the way they lubed the chain and tuned the engine was slightly better than Nirmala. I almost have done most of the accessorizing part earlier. As I've shown you in the videos before, I've accessorized this one to the most possible accessorizing possible, and almost every accessory is in this vehicle. I've fitted the new X flasher with this one as well I think 2 weeks ago, before I went for a long trip. And the X flasher I got for a good price of 1,500. Bandito's Pit Stop was selling it for 2,000 rupees. The shipping it would cost you something like 2,210. For this one I got it for 1,500 from a shop in Pondicherry. I have used LED bulbs in my indicators as well. It's not very bright like a 650 rupees LED indicator which is sold on Amazon, but it is good enough. This was very cheap, all the 4 LED cost something like within 200 or 150. So this is how the X-Flasher works from behind, and I'll show you from the front part. You can see it works perfectly well. Now I'll show you how would you change the pattern. The patterns change now. There are so many patterns with this vehicle, so you can change as much as you want. The pattern has changed now. We can have a look. The X-Flasher is installed now for a price of 1,500, and the fitting charge was excluded by the Pondicherry accessory shop, and which was very good of him to do that. Coming to the user experience with this vehicle, the ride quality, the brakes, and the suspension, I am almost 100% satisfied with this vehicle, because I've driven a TVS Apache before, and on long touring it was difficult because of the suspension, and after 80 vibrations used to creep up. So with this now, I find it really satisfied. The tires from MRF has been exemplary, front and back. The grip has been there. The front tire, I think it's 19 inch. I'm not very sure. Yeah, it's 19 inch. And even though to corner sometimes it might take a little bit of extra care, it's been cornering very well compared to this sort of adventure motorcycle. Highway touring has been excellent. It's been one of the best highway tourers for me till date. I've driven 700 kilometers in a day in 10 hours. I've driven around 1,100 in 2 days. Started from Pondicherry, went into Chittoor, Jamalamaduga, Gandikota, and came back via Tirupati, Arcot, Kanchipuram to Tindivanam, Mandevasi, Pondicherry. And I've driven from Pondicherry to Bangalore, and Bangalore to Mysore, to Virajpet, to Madikeri, and returned back in 2 days. So I've driven 1,200, 1,100, 700 kilometers, and I've driven with the pillion as well. The pillion was fine. And even with the pillion, you don't have much trouble. Your back is absolutely fine. The cushioning of this front seat has been excellent. The pillion seat has also been fine. After the second service has been done, the engine vibrations have come down. There were slight vibrations around 100, but it was not as hurting as the TVS Apache 200 RVs. The handling has been very nimble for the weight. The best part of this vehicle is the chassis. It's such a robust built vehicle, suspension wise and chassis wise, that even if you're speeding, the chassis sucks up most of your imbalances, make the vehicle very steady even in high speeds, and even crosswinds are lashing out on you. This gives you a lot of stability. The top speed which I've gone is around 140, and I've continued for around like 30, 40, 50 kilometers in a good Bangalore three-way highway for 115 continuously. So speed has been fine. It's a good, in the middle. It's not like a naked street fighter. It's like a proper adventure tourer, which will give you a lot of flexibility in munching miles. Everything has been provided, by Suzuki, and if you need to accessorize, you can. The headlight seems to be, slightly underpowered, so I had to get two HEG, fog lamps, and that's given me enough power. The headlight seems to be okay, but it needs to be having a little more spread and power. And the windshield, slightly, if it's more higher, would have been good, but still this is good enough for my height, absolutely fine. And till now, is there any negatives? I would say the gear shifting, it would have been a little more slicker, would have made a lot of more sense. Because if you look at the gear shifting, it's a little bit clunky. And the gear shifting, I don't think it's something to do with the chain or something. I've heard that the Gixxer vehicles also has got the same issue. The gear shift's been a slightly more difficult. But the false neutrals from first to third, sometimes first to second, when you go down to up, there are slight chances, but you can cover it up after using it for some time. And for me, the negative seems to be very less, because every single time I use this vehicle, I feel confident. I feel I can go around 700, 800 kilometers in a single day. And I feel that I have a very reliable motorcycle in front of me and with me, and it is not going to let me down. With many manufacturers, I have now seen, people having again and again to go to workshops, having issues with the engine, having issues with the suspension, having issues with a lot of things. But with Suzuki, I know I can be guaranteed that most of those things will not happen. In the beginning, there was a slight issue for me because the right oil seat had broken. And I went into Nirmala Suzuki. I contacted Suzuki directly as well. What they did was they completely replaced the front tube and suspension. They completely replaced it, and so I didn't have any issue. I could, easily get over that problem, and now there are no issues. There are no oil leaks, nothing like that. So overall, it's been a very pleasant experience from what I got from the Suzuki directly. And the braking here, it is totally different one what I had experienced. The Apache was quick bite, sort of jerky braking. This one with ABS, the back brake seems to be very, very sort of really required amount of braking. Not like you just brake and the vehicle just stops just like that, but it will brake in a way that it is safe and secure and you don't have issues. I've never come across a problem where the tire would slit front or back, both ways. I've come down very hard on bumps in Andhra, and I've had a lot of quick braking, but till now there have been no issues at all, and braking's been absolutely fine. Many people saying that they are changing brake pads quickly. I don't know. So I asked the second service people to do it, but they said the parts were fine. There was not even a single time the vehicle wobbled as well. So braking's been fine, and the handling has been excellent. The clutch has been, slightly little bit less when I had it from Nirmala Suzuki, but once I had my service done in this AR Suzuki of Pondicherry, it's been resolved now. The clutch has got a really good feel and bite to it now. And the engine kill switch is not an advantage. Every vehicle has it now, so I should be specifying it. And one good thing about this vehicle is the side stand will not side stand, if you're on gear and you putting a side stand, the engine will be automatically switching off. So that's good. It's safety. Neutral, it won't switch off, but if you are in gear and if you put the side stand on, the engine will automatically switch off. The alloy seems to be working fine even for adventure tourer. I never thought that, I would need a normal adventure tourer like Himalayan, like tires and like non-alloyed ones, because this one has been working more than good enough, and I prefer the tubeless tires. So this one has been really good as far as me personally is concerned, because I always feel that tubeless tires would give a lot of advantage. With Himalayan it's not possible, so I prefer the alloy wheel than the other one. The Bandidos accessories I got, the guard has been good, but there have been slightly issues regarding rusting, but I would not say it's rusting. The color seems to be slightly coming up somewhere, slightly, but then it's okay. And even on this one there are slight decoloring happening, but it's okay, it's fine. The exhaust been working fantastically, even if you're going jumping over potholes or whatever it is. I never got a scratch, or the pillion never had to have a problem with the exhaust. The pillion's foot position has been fantastic as well. The company engine guard seems to be working very good as well. I wanted to change it, but then I stick to it, and I think I made the right decision. It's been not a problem at all till now. And the vehicle is slightly muddy because I had traveled in the rain. So overall, friends, at 5,000 kilometers, this vehicle, if you ask me, I would rate it 10 out of 10, because I never had a glitch, I never had an issue. I thought because since it did not have a slipper clutch, it would be an issue, but I enjoy this vehicle more than the Suzuki Apache 204V, which has slipper clutch. This has been slightly better for me. So I think slipper clutch is not a necessity at all. Another issue I had is with this gear lever. With any shoes you use, your shoes top layer might come off. So for people who want your shoes to be protected, you have to either buy a shoe protector from Amazon, or you have to change this to some sort of gear protector, which is available on Amazon as well. So that's one issue, but that can be resolved at any time using these accessories from Amazon. The mono suspension, many people said it's more stiff, but it was never proved stiff for me. It is fine enough for me, and I found it very good enough. And the suspension, if it had been a little bit more like a plush on bumps or something, it would have been better. But then you can't make the chase the vehicle like that, because it's going to affect the rideability. And comparing it with KTM Adventure 250, KTM Adventure 390, Himalayan, I've driven with these vehicles in a rally while I was driving in Gonikopa near Coorg, and what I personally found was, over bad patches, this was gliding through the roads, and maybe I don't know, the rider's issue or whatever. The 390, 290, 250 Adventure, 390 Himalayan could not actually cope with this one in bad patches roads in Gonikopa. Maybe an issue with riders, but what I found with this one was gliding much faster, much easier through bad patches. So I find, to my experience, that this is slightly better than the competitors because of the Suzuki technology and Suzuki precision. So friends, if you ask me, friends, this has been a really good buy for me. My dad always said buy a Suzuki, and I never was convinced much to buy a Suzuki. I got the first Suzuki as a Bergman Street. I bought it, and now this is my second Suzuki, and I can say that I'll always give Suzuki a first chance before going to any other brand. And I would say, friends, after buying Indian for such a long time, bikes and cars, Tata cars and Indian bikes like Bajaj and TVS, if you want to have a headacheless journey with your vehicle, good technology, reliability, and something which could give you a smooth passage, always go for Japanese brands, and in cars, Korean is good as well. So yes, friends, my midterm review for the Suzuki Vstrom 250SX is one of the best bikes I ever had in my life. Very satisfied with it. The mileage, the fuel economy, I forgot about this. I really get about something around 35 to 40 if I'm traveling under 100, and between 30 and 35 if I'm traveling in above 100. So absolutely Very happy with it, and with the top box and saddlebags and all, you can carry as much luggage as you can. And even with a lot of luggage, the vehicle chases is rock solid. Everything's been good. So for the price you're paying, friends, I paid 2,76,000 for it in Kerala. Now I think there are many offers which will give you this vehicle for 2,35,000 rupees with the Suzuki jacket and many other accessories, because Suzuki want to promote this vehicle. It is the best buy, friends. Don't wait and just go and get it, because many people have doubts about it. There's so many people saying many things about it, but buying a Japanese one, a vehicle with a Vstrom legacy, Japanese legacy, this one is one hell of a vehicle, friends. Unless you experience, you wouldn't know. Himalayan or beat any other brand, KTM won't be as reliable and won't be as botherless proof. It will bother you one way or the other, the KTMs or the Himalayan. So this one is one hell of a vehicle, friends. Just go for it. And there ends my midterm review for the Suzuki Vstrom 250SX. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.